Are you spending hours creating Pinterest pins every week and you are still not seeing traffic? You are not alone. Many bloggers spend hours a week creating Pinterest pins and they are not seeing the engagement or the clicks that they want to see. So in this video, I'm showing you exactly how to make Pinterest easier. 5 simple strategies that are going to help you create and schedule a week worth of high converting Pinterest pins in just 1 to 2 hours a week. You're going to know exactly how to create scroll stopping pins, scheduling them for free, and getting traffic that actually converts. Now, Pinterest can feel pretty overwhelming. Most bloggers think that the more pins that they create, the more results that they are likely to get. But in 2026, Pinterest rewards smart strategies, not quantity. Now, there are some Pinterest mistakes that I see new bloggers making. For example, thinking that they need to post 10 plus times a day to start seeing results. You might be posting a bunch of pins at once and then getting burned out when you don't see the results and taking weeks or months of a break and not posting any pins. I see bloggers promoting their blog posts once and then never again. And they are not using keywords to get their content seen. And if you are doing any or all of these things, you'll probably notice that your Pinterest engagement is not where you want it to be. And that's why most people burn out with Pinterest, because they're being busy, but they're not being strategic. Step 1 is to slow down and create fewer, higher performing pins. And this doesn't mean that you need to spend more time on the design of your pin exactly. Design does matter, and we'll talk a little bit about how to make your designs for your pins better. But the most important thing is using the right keywords. Keywords are what powers Pinterest because it is a search engine and not a social media site. People go there to solve problems and not to just scroll aimlessly through the feed. So you want to use the Pinterest search bar and see what people are actually searching up and then using that in your pin descriptions and your pin titles. And then when it comes to design, you want to make sure that you are creating a headline that is interesting, making sure that headline is easy to read, and you are using colors and photos that pop. And then, of course, you want to make sure you are creating and promoting content that is solving a problem your audience actually has. That is the biggest thing there. If you are just creating random content that nobody wants, it doesn't matter how well you do anything else. Nothing else is going to work if the content originally that you created is not that great. Now, the good news is you really only need to be posting 2 to 5 pins every single day in order to start seeing results. This is the range that I use for my Pinterest management clients, and I have seen great results with people who post 2 pins a day and people who post 5 pins a day. So the volume that you are posting doesn't really matter as much as the content that you are posting. Step 2 is using templates to save time. Now, if you are really struggling with your pin design, you can use templates as a huge time saver. I've created a few Pinterest pin template packs that help you create high converting pins and save you hours on design. Since I have done Pinterest management successfully for years now, I pretty much know what works on the platform and what is going to be a high converting pin and what isn't. So I've taken all those high converting pins, I created templates and put them in a few different packs so that you can use them and create your designs a lot easier. Now let me show you how quick this is. Now this is something similar to one of the templates that you are going to get. It's going to have some sort of text, a place for your website, and some sort of text box for your pictures. So all you really need to do is find a few pictures. Let's say you want to do a garden and you want this picture right here and this one. Drag your pictures over, set them up how you want, and then type in your title. So it could be how to start a garden for beginners. And then you can either change the colors, change the font, you can change how big the text is, really whatever you want. And then you just put your site right down here, and that is your Pinterest pin. That's all you need to do with these templates. If you're interested in these, I will link my best performing template pack down below in the description, but I do have a few more if the one that I link doesn't really appeal to you. Now, step 3 is to schedule your pins out strategically. You don't just want to go onto Pinterest, panic post a bunch because you haven't posted in a while, and then get burned out, not post again for a few weeks, and then realize, oh crap, I forgot about Pinterest, and panic post a bunch again. You need to be posting consistently. Now, when I am pinning for myself or my clients, I will create all of my pins in one sitting and then schedule 2 to 5 of them out every single day. And you can also do that in bulk as well so that you don't have to do it every single day. Now, you can use Tailwind if you want. I've had some bloggers have success with that, but I personally just use the free Pinterest scheduler that they have available right on their website. But if you want to test out Tailwind for yourself, I'll leave a link to that down below in the description too. Now, step 4 is to optimize your pin titles and your descriptions. Now, I talked about this a little bit already, using keywords to get seen, but I want to talk about it a little bit more because optimizing your pin descriptions and your pin titles is really the best way to get traffic. So when you do find keywords that you want to use, you want to make sure that you are putting them in your pin titles, your pin descriptions, your board titles, and your board descriptions. Using keywords can also help you create better, more specific pin titles so that people will be more likely to click. And you want to make sure you're creating eye-catching titles mixed in with your keywords. For example, a keyword could be vegetable gardening, but that's not a very good pin title. So you might want to do something like how to start a simple vegetable garden for beginners. It is a better title and it uses a keyword in it. And if you do this for every single pin, you're going to see more clicks, more saves, and more traffic without having to create extra pins. Now, there are a few extra things that you want to consider when you're pinning on a Pinterest. You want to be paying attention to seasonal trends and holidays because Pinterest is big on trends and holidays. You get a lot of traffic around that time if it fits within your niche. But beware, you may want to start posting earlier than you think. I recommend checking out the Pinterest Keywords tool, which is also free and right there on your site. You can just start typing in some keywords for Christmas or holidays or any seasonal trends that you want to pay attention to and see when the traffic starts to pick up, because generally it is 3 to 4 weeks before the actual holiday. And you don't want to be posting how to bake Christmas cookies on Christmas Day because you're not going to get as much traffic as if you had posted it 3 to 4 weeks ago when the traffic had just gotten started. The goal here is to have your pins already circulating on the platform right before people start searching for it, so that way when they are searching for it, your content is already there for them to find. And remember, pins can also get traffic for years after they are pinned, so you want to be focusing on evergreen content as well. So if you were going to be doing a limited time offer or a sale or something with a deadline, I wouldn't worry about posting that onto Pinterest, because if people find it a year down the line and they click on it and that sale is over with, it's going to be a useless pin floating around on the platform. But if you can create content that is relevant now and a year down the line, that's called evergreen content, and that is the perfect content to be putting onto Pinterest. And then another thing is you want to make sure that you are tracking your results. You want to know what is doing well so that you can do more of it, and what isn't doing so well so you can either tweak it or stop it altogether. So make sure you start paying attention to your stats once you start having results. And these are just small tweaks that can multiply your results without you having to do any extra work. Now, if you're interested in saving time with your pin templates or Tailwind, I will make sure to link both of those things down below in the description. And if you like this video, make sure to like, subscribe to my channel down below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.